Alrighty then. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Final Fantasy XIV. So, I played through all of Endwalker on my YouTube, and it was great. Obviously, having played through Endwalker, that means that I've also been through all of the other content. But I kind of wanted to go back and replay through some of that old content with Dawn Trail coming up. And I actually made this character, Rin, here. And, started recording some Realm Reborn content. And then I remembered how painful, Realm Reborn is. Compared to everything else. Now, Realm Reborn by itself is, pretty decent, actually. It's just a basic story. But once you're used to the storytelling in, Stormblood and stuff, Shadowbringers, etc., it's really hard to go back. So what I did was, I got myself through Realm Reborn. We are literally on the very first quest of we're on the very first quest of Heavensward. Signs of the Seventh Dawn, once proclaimed the saviors of Eorzea, are now condemned as murderers. Betrayed by the Crystal Braves and forced to flee the banquet held to celebrate the very victory they helped to bring about. One by one, your comrades remain behind in a bid to aid your escape, until you alone emerge from the escape. Until you alone emerge from the tunnels beneath Ul'dah, to be reunited with Elfino and seek refuge to Kurthus. Will you ever find sanctuary behind the walls of Ishgard? Having bided your time in Camp Dragonhead for what feels like an age, finally have your answer. Yes. As wards of House Fortem, you will be granted admission to the city proper. Horsefont will tell you more. So, this is where we are at the beginning. In the end, it is as simple as speaking with the sentry at the gates of judgment. All has been arranged, and none will deny you passage. One thing I would like to do is, I keep forgetting to go to Morby Dry Docks, so I can turn in this stupid freaking PvP beginning quest. So, hey, it's Skirks. Now, I don't have, any gear. I worked to get to level 50, and, get past all of the stuff. So, I just kind of have what it let me grab. Because I think they gave me, I think it was 10 chocobo, silver chocobo feathers. Oh, wait, are the island sanctuaries unlocked already? How about Soul Fair? Oh. Oh, no. Okay. To unlock your own, you have to complete Endwalker. Got it. You can now go to Friends Island Sanctuaries. Got it. I was very confused. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have to complete Endwalker first for that. And maybe they changed it, you know? But nope, still have to do that. This should take me to the Wolves Den. I turn in this quest and get that done. And then probably never touch PvP ever again on this character. But yeah, so I have, unlocked. I've gotten Paladin all the way up to level, 51. I got them to level 50, and then I went out and did, the daily roulettes. I've done... The only one I haven't done is Trials, because it doesn't give tomestones. But yeah, that's where, the gear that I was able to get came from, so... I'm just gonna run over here and turn in this quest so that I don't have to sit here and stare at the PvP quest. Hello. Right, yep, it's just a 3D model. There is a real person behind it. It is indeed. It is indeed just a model. That's what an AI would say. Nice. Okay. Now we can go back to Limsa, because we don't need to be here. While my main character is part of the Immortal Flames, I figured I would do a different group with this character. So she is part of the Maelstrom instead. And let me tell you, freaking getting leveled up with the Maelstrom has been a pain. I forgot how much crap you have to go through to level up your freaking Grand Company. But if we run on over here, I can talk to the Quartermaster, and I am currently Chief Storm Sergeant. I need 8,000 or something like that in order to go to the Second Storm Lieutenant and get access to, the level 50 gear. Not that, we need any of this anyway, but there are some things in here we'll probably want, such as the attention or at ease emotes. And these are all things that I'll probably just work on, getting off camera. Because I figure, off camera I can still do, the roulettes and things. And, I mean, we have, a number of classes to level up. So I've got Arcanist, which will eventually be Scholar and Summoner. We've got Conjurer. And then, of course, we can unlock and do all of the others, so it's not that big of a deal either. But I figured I like Paladin. It's fun, playing the tank. So I figured this was a good start. Street's not a robot, right? If I'm a robot, then I don't know, because pretty sure I'm not. But yeah, Rin's thing is pink. Like, everything is pink with her, you know? So I had fun trying to find a good glamour that, you know, looked tank-ish, but also could be, you know, dyed pink really well. At some point we'll get Arcanist leveled up, which I have this outfit for. And I have several other glamours that I just don't have a class for. Such as I have this outfit. And again, you'll notice everything is pink. Like, that's her whole thing, is everything will always be pink with her. And she's got this outfit. And she's got this one. And then this is just the, you know, human, Huron, whatever you want to call it, outfit. Just dyed with the pink. And then, of course, we gotta have the hempen outfit because it is very, very nice on humans. Very nice. And then, of course, you know, our current glamour. And I think this is the one that I currently have for Arcanist. So, at the moment, it's just those. Yeah, well, I guess there's 9 because I have this one as well. But, yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, at some point, I'm going to go in and, you know, unlock the other classes, get them leveled up and things. And maybe we'll even do some switching around of which class we're playing, you know, as the series goes on. I definitely feel like a magic-based class would be good for her. Because of the fact that that is her character. Which is also part of why she is Paladin, because it is more or less, you know, semi-magic based. Even if I don't have anything magic yet, that's not till level 70. So, I just copied my hotbars from my main character over to my other characters. It's very difficult to do on PC, and I think you can only do it on PC. But I did it because it is something you can do if you know how to. So, I know there's an event going on. It just started today. I assume is this the event? Nope, Soothing the Savage Siren. That's not the event. I thought maybe it was since they were near this, but it does not look like it. I don't know. I don't know where the event is. I think there's 2 events right now. Because there's the Little Ladies Day and Hatching Tide. So, I believe last year Little Ladies Day was in Ul'dah. So that might be where it is now. Like this year. Hatching Tide, I think, is in Gridania. I actually haven't done any of them yet on either this character or on my main. So I will have to, you know, do that at some point. Yeah, if I am a robot, I'm doing a very, very, like, good human impersonation, I suppose. Because you would imagine a robot would be much more would be much better at speaking. So, so with that, let's go ahead and hop on over to to Kurthus. Also, I have, hopefully nobody's gonna be too annoyed by this, but I have the dialogue set to Japanese, just like I did in Endwalker, because I played all the way through Endwalker in Japanese, and so now I cannot stand the voices in English. I probably wouldn't, like, even care if I had played in English, but I didn't. And I cannot stand the English voiced actors are doing a terrific job, and they're all great. But the Japanese voices are just better. So, I mean, that's it. Like, that's all there is to it. You know? Now, I thought about starting this off with the Crystal Tower. You know, going through the Crystal Tower raids. But I don't think I'm going to do that. That would require me to New Game Plus. I assume all of that's in here, at least. Yeah, Crystal Tower Alliance raid. So, but yeah, that would require me to New Game Plus. Which, I mean, you know, this isn't that long. It's just, would be a little annoying to have to go back and do that. I mean, maybe I will at some point. But originally, I was going to start there and then do, like, the last section of ARR. But the Realm Reborn skip thing puts me right here at the beginning of Kurthus and unlocks everything. So I really couldn't do anything about that without, you know, going back and, like, getting myself to the right point. So, but let's talk to the gate guard here about getting into Ishgard. Words of House Forton. Ah, yes. You may pass. And finally, at long last, we arrive in Ishgard. Whenever it finishes loading.
その者はわずかな友を伴いやってきた。
Alfino and Teteru.
陰謀により血で汚された祝賀会を出したかつての英雄はあらぬ汚名を着せられ今や追われる身である。それでもなお再起を信じ失われた仲間と希望を探し求め彼らは歩み続けていた。
Ishgard.
「落ちた英雄が訪れたのは北方の地クルザスを領する山の都イシュガルド。 国境イシュガルド正教の長たる教皇が王権を有し、先人ハルオーネを主神とする宗教都市国家である。四大名家率いる貴族たちが剣と槍を掲げ、旧敵ドラゴン族から都市を守り戦い続ける。粒子戦争とも呼ばれる千年もの果てなき戦いを。固く閉ざされた大神門の扉を開き、歴史あるコートに足を踏み入れた光の戦士たち。彼ら違法の者たちの到来が千年の歴史を揺るがす変革の始まりとなることを、この時知る者はいなかった。
Memoirs of Count Edmund de Forton, Heavensward. I like that, starting with, like, Heavensward, they started doing this whole, like, narrator thing. I think that's one of my, like, favorite things that they added. Greetings, Mr. Sakagi. On behalf of House Forton, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you all would come with me. Alright. Well, time to attune to our first Aetheryte in Kurthus. We're attuned to the Aetherites. And now we get the joy of running around and picking up all of the ether nets. One thing I do want to do is pick up the Dark Knight class. I think maybe I'll do that, like, not right away this stream. Because I will probably want to, like, play through the story on stream. So I'll probably pick it up, you know, on another stream, and I don't know. I'll figure out how I want to do it. So, but I definitely want to, you know, go through the Dark Knight quest line, because I think the Dark Knight quest line is some of the best of the, like, job quest lines.
Got to make sure that it's under the lip.
Like the original, the level 30 to 50 is great. The level 50 to 60, I remember being, I don't remember it being, like, amazing, but I don't remember any of the 50 to 60s being all that great. But the 60 to 70 Dark Knight was, like, amazing. It really is one of the best, like, storylines for classes that FF14 has done. I really enjoyed it. So, definitely something I want to pick up. But I'm just not sure how I want to do it, because I'm going to have to, like, level and then like do some, and then level, and then do some. And I'm not sure how I want to go about doing that immediately. So for now, I am just going to continue the storyline with the Paladin class that I spent the last 2 days getting all the way up to level 50 here. And oh boy, was it a nightmare doing that. On the other hand, I mean, I've only got one section left in my hunting log for Gladiator. Actually, why don't we do this? Let's just start by picking this up, like, immediately. And then I can do a little bit of leveling in between. So we'll do the first section of the Dark Knight, I'll level it. You know, the next stream we'll come back and do more and stuff like that. After witnessing a spectacle like that, everyday life seemed rather dull in comparison. So you didn't see that trial earlier? Ah, you're lost. Fury take me. The way that heretic swung that slab of iron he called a sword was a sight to behold. He couldn't have carried a shield if he'd wanted to. The blade was so big. Had to keep 2 hands on it at all times. I was amazed he managed to keep with that temple knight for as long as he did. Keep up with, rather. Fought like a demon from the deepest pits of the 7th hell. Bellowing threats and working his arts. I wasn't sure what to make of it at first. But then I heard someone say that he must be a dark knight. But you didn't hear that from me, eh? In fact, I'm sure I don't know anything about it. Press the man for details? Ye gods, I ain't bad. Standing outside the bloody tribunal. Fine, but keep quiet and listen well, because I'm only going to say this once. Our end. You get a steel cuirass, padded velveteen trousers, a steel claymore, and the soul of the Dark Knight. People of Ishgard are in high spirits, for another heretic has answered for his crimes. So as I was saying, that heretic was fighting like a man possessed. Even after he took several wounds, he showed no sign of pain, though there was no mistaking the blood. As the fight wore on, it began to soak through his armor, spreading to every ilm of his body. But when it began to rise and envelop him as a mist, I realized it wasn't blood, but something dark and twisted. But the righteous are not so easily cowed. Alone be praised. I screamed myself hoarse when that temple knight slipped past his guard and ran him through. Good riddance, I say. Man was not meant to wield such arts. Yet I wonder, was he truly one of those... Well, it matters not. I heard the temple knights talking of dumping his corpse in the broom. By sunrise, he'll be stripped bare and tossed over the walls. It'll be as though he never was, and as though we never had this conversation. Alright. Just gonna, run around and finish picking up the ether nets. And then we'll go over to the broom? It is broom. We'll go over to the broom and find out about this so-called Dark Knight. For sure. And I will be running through, all of the raids on these streams. Because there's only one bad raid in the entire, game. So I figure, if I can run through the raids and have fun, that'll be fine. I literally just ran like straight across. I have not been to Ishgard in 2 years. Not since the last time I finished Heavensward, anyway. I think I have to go down this way. I don't like this city. It's very confusing. A lot of the cities are, though. A lot of the cities can be a mite confusing to get around. But look, there's Horsefont. But I'm going to run past them right quick so that I can attune to this shard over here. Meanwhile, Horsefont over there is probably like, what the frick? Where is she going? Oh, I missed the jeweled crozier. I see. What would be the easiest way to get there? I guess just going this way. Do a little sprint action. I don't really sprint very often. I have it on the hot bar, but I really don't use it that much. I don't know. It doesn't take that long to get anywhere, on these maps. It's not like you're running through, a Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring size map. These are pretty small maps. Even in the Endwalker stuff, I still didn't have an issue with it. You've attuned yourself to the Ethernet shards in Ishgard. The Gates of Judgment are now accessible as an Ethernet destination. Cool. Alright. Well, let's go to the broom real fast. And see if we can't find what happened. Oh, over here. I almost went up the wrong side of the stairs. A punctilious temple knight. This is our Dark Knight right here, I do believe. Has more than far enough for charity. They'll take care of the rest. And mayhaps sooner rather than later. Come on. There's a dead guy. And a soul crystal. Oh, is this it? Is this all that awaits? No, no more. Enough. Open your eyes. Look, do you see now? Rin. Rin. Oh, he's alive. I've been waiting for you to open your eyes. You all right? You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Name's Frey, by the way, and no, I'm not a heretic. Try convincing a temple knight drunk on authority of that, eh? Shame that pompous arse got the better of me. But how about you? You touched it, yes? That couldn't have felt good. A voice, eh? And a rather distressed one besides. Please, someone, anyone. Not so fast. We need to talk about what's happening to you, what's growing within you, before you get carried away. There's a darkness within us all. Nothing dangerous, mind. In fact, it's quite healthy. But the crystal changes you, gives you the power to channel it. Do it without proper training, however, and, well, it might hurt. I probably should have used my my voice mod for that. Done something fancy. Excuse me. So go ahead. Ask me to teach you. Ask me to instruct you in the ways of the Dark Knights. And I will. Maybe I shouldn't have sold the level 30 Dark Knight weapon from the dungeon. Oh well. I know you're still worried about that screaming woman, so I'll keep this brief. We Dark Knights don't care one whit for prestige or pedigree. We are free to follow our hearts, to defend the weak and punish the guilty as we see fit. The law of the land, the authority of a name, these are tools cowards use to escape harm. We have no need of shields, figurative or literal. Here, my blade is yours. My soul crystal, your crystal. Come on, take them. You'll need them soon enough. Alright. Dark Knight unlocked. And now, in order to continue the quest, we have to become Dark Knight. Whoops. That is not the equip button. Do I have to... To equip Dark Knight, you must first change class to Dark Knight. What? Ah, there we go. I think it's because the stuff was in my inventory, so it didn't like that. And let me just move Dark Knight up to where it should be. And then we'll put it over here. And, I mean, it's not a full set of armor, but there we go. And you can already see I have the whole hotbar, you know, because freaking I just copied everything. You know, I just copied my hotbars. So it's kind of neat, actually, that, you know, that it will, like, retain the save data for your hotbar, even when you don't have the class unlocked. Do I have any gear, is the question. A bit, actually. So that's cool. Let me just go ahead and equip this then. And now we have our full armor again. I think for most of this, I had my, like, Paladin glam on. I don't actually have a glam set up for Dark Knight. It's something I'll have to do later. I'll try and find a good, like, dark pink that would work for... Like, so that, you know, because her whole thing is pink, right? So, like, I'll find some way to do, like, a nice dark pink, or maybe I will even step away from the pink for her just for Dark Knight? We'll have to see, though. Ishgardian justice. Frey is ready to teach you. You need only ask. Well, well, don't you look the part. Ready to harness the dark within to set the wrong things right. Now, bear in mind that while the darkness gives you strength, that strength comes at cost. That is but one sacrifice, though, and justice demands many. Say a man, a venerable, untouchable man, harms a child in unspeakable ways. He strides through the hopland, secure in the knowledge that he is beyond punishment. But for one who cuts down that vile beast as he flaunts his freedom, who knows how many others will suffer? Such was the dilemma faced by a goodly knight long ago. He knew that he would be stripped of his titles and denounced for the deed. The threshold we refuse to cross is a line we draw for ourselves. We fear the consequences, and people suffer for our indecision. Everyone who held that crystal came to conquer that fear, and became who they wanted to be. That night was the first. Will you be the next? Think on that while we look into the commotion down below. I love the dark. Like, immediately, just at the start of this quest line, I'm already so hyped by this class, dude. I love Dark Knight so much. It's such a cool class. A lowborn crone. Like, it's such a good class, and the story is just so cool. Please, I don't know what to do. It's my granddaughter. I don't see him standing there. I know that's no excuse. I didn't see him standing there, and I know that's no excuse. I should have been more careful. But my granddaughter, she started yelling at the temple knight. I tried to stop her, I did. But then he said she had to come with him, and if I could just tell him how sorry I am, maybe he would. He'd take you too, is what he'd do. Even if you went and begged the blue bastard to intervene, it'd be too late by then. Ain't the first time they've taken a girl her age. If she doesn't fight back, they might let her go after. No, there has to be another way. Ah, Ishgardian justice. They might spare the girl, you know. Leave her with a few scars and a lifelong lesson. Or we could beat every last one of them to within an ohm of their lives and rescue the girl. You'd like that, wouldn't you? I knew you would. Everything is going to be all right, madam. When I'm through with those knights, they will not dare trouble you ever again. Oh, thank you, thank you. I like the big reveal at the end, too. Assuming they didn't just drag her into an alley, they've taken her to either the congregation or the tribunal. The Honorable Sir Aymeric wouldn't suffer such reprehensible behavior under his roof. The Inquisition, on the other hand, well... So that leaves the tribunal. If the girl is still alive, I imagine they'll make all manner of threats. Come any closer and she dies, and so forth. I need to make something perfectly clear to them. We're not here for her. We're here for you. Once they understand she means nothing to us, they'll attack us or flee. Don't know about you, but I'm eager to find out which. We've learned all Dark Knight action and traits to level 30. Yada yada yada. Speak with Frey in the pillars. Seriously though, just like immediately the beginning, I remember the very first time I did this quest, and like I went through this, I was just like, I immediately love this. Just the one sword between the two of us, I'm afraid. You keep it. I dare say it fits rather snugly in your hands. But don't worry about me. I'll do my part to keep you on your feet. Now, should things turn violent, as I expect they shall, you may need to tap into your dark side to survive. Not unlike drawing upon your own ether to weave magic. Fear, pain, rage, that which lies in the deepest depths of our soul, makes for potent fuel. But be warned, burn too much too quickly and you risk being consumed. Do not worry, Rin. The first step over the threshold is always the hardest. Ah, yes. I should have known you'd do that. Right then, let's find the girl. Alright. Let's venture forth. The Astrologian class is right here, but I'm not gonna be picking that up yet. Pernicious Temple Knight, along with a frightened maid. Duty calls. Commence battle for Ishgardian justice? Indeed. Damn it, girl. You only make it worse for yourself. What the hell's with you? I've done nothing wrong. Why are the pretty ones always so daft? If I had a gill for every time I had to kill an unrepentant bastard like you. What the? Are you threatening a temple knight? Oh, you're very clever. Yes, I am. Now let her go. Enough of this! With me, girl. Now! One more word of protest and I'll toss your grandmother in the cell to rot. You three, seize this imbecile. Surrender or die! Honey, I was about to say the same thing. Show them no mercy, Rin. Interesting. They do attack Frey, which is neat. I wasn't sure if they actually attacked Frey or not. Couldn't recall. Bring everyone! It's gone mad! Reinforcements, eh? Looks like we'll have to even the odds. Search your soul for the darkness. I need but a sliver. Yes. You see, Rin? The flames beckon. Immerse yourself in the flames and ignite the darkness within. So, as it burns hotter, so too does your strength swell. Drink not too deep, lest the flames consume you. All upon your dark side, and drive your foes before you. Pain manifests into a new flame of darkness. Darkness swells within you. So yeah, one thing you have to be careful of is you do get magic vuln during this. And these flames do deal magic damage. So you don't want to, pick them all up all at once. You can easily pick up 2 without any issue. But I wouldn't recommend going for all 4 immediately. Damage dealt is increased while damage taken is reduced. Am I going somewhere now? Oh yeah, I gotta go up here. Good. But also, yeah, I have massive damage boost now. And step into the flame here. The pain manifests as a new flame of darkness. Oh, I've actually got max darkness. I didn't realize that the last flame didn't give me a new level. Well, this for baseborn bitch. You know what you're doing. I do. Killing you and anyone else who gets in my way. I need to kill this guy first. Now. Also, I don't know. It says that my darkness is at 0, but I don't know if that actually means anything. Like over here, my darkness is low, but I have like a full, 50 seconds of darkness. Next night you bear steel. I'm not going to kill him, but I'm going to kill his wife, his friends, and burn his goddamned house down. Thank you. Those of you who yet live, remember this horror. And know that should you speak of it, it shall be visited upon you again 100-fold. Speak with the frightened maiden. I don't know what to say, miss. Thank you. Thank you. I got a little carried away earlier. It's just that when I saw how they were treating my grandmother, I had to say something and... What? No one screamed your name. My grandmother called out just the once, but that was it. Speaking of which, I should hurry back. I suppose I ought to say that I'm sorry for what I did, but I'm not. Those knights had it coming. Well, I bless you for what you did. Feels good, doesn't it? Strange, maybe. But a good strange, I'll wager. Tapped into something primal, power nestled within you, yearning to be free. As your understanding of this power grows, so too will your skill as a Dark Knight. You have done well, far better than I could have hoped, in fact. But there's still so much more to learn. So much further to go. I won't lie to you, Rin. The risks will only increase. So if you want to keep going, you have to trust in me. Can you do that? I can. I absolutely can. Good. That's a promise. Circumstances being what they are, it might be best if we parted ways for a while. Think of it as an opportunity to hone your skills in my absence. But don't worry, we will meet again. When the time is right, I'll be waiting where we first met. Next Dark Knight quest is available level 35. Learn to control the darkness within. Cool. Alright. So obviously, now I have to level this up to level 35. In order to continue the quest. And I don't think anybody wants to just watch me sit here and do, leveling roulette over and over again. So I will work on that, as we go. Or I'll work on that, later. So for now, we'll go back to being a paladin. And we will continue the MSQ. A warrior of light and her brave companions, walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I have waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fortall Manor. I should like nothing more than to show you around. Everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends. Introductions must be made. I don't remember at all what his, voice sounds like. So I'm just doing that for now. Maybe I'll try to mimic whatever he sounds like later. I mean, that's kind of what I was doing.
Oh. 到着したか。よ。
Whoops. Problem with Japanese is I don't know it, so I tend to accidentally hit skip.
我が名はエドモンド・フォルタン。お初にお目にかかる。歴史あるフォルタン家の家名を継ぐ者として、一同皆様の来訪を心より歓迎しますぞ。
skip when I think that I have the dialogue's over.
お会いできて光栄です、閣下。この度のお招き、誠にありがとうございます。
礼をせねばならぬのはこちらの方というもの。イシュガルドの民を代表し、感謝の意を示させてもらいたい。
しかし、外様の、しかも、汚名を着せられた我々を客として迎え入れることに問題はないのでしょうか。
アルフィノ殿は心配性でいらっしゃる。確かに我らがコーとイシュガルドはドラゴン族との戦いに専念すべく門戸を閉ざしてきた。だが私はこうした難局にあればこそ国外の勢力と手を取り合うべきだと考えている。
It's true.
無論教皇庁の内部や他の四大名家の中には貴殿らの訪問に眉を潜める者もおりましょう。なればこそエオルゼアの救済のために活動する貴殿らの行動によって誤解を解いてもらいたいのです。
伯爵閣下のお言葉を聞き安心しました。仲間が散り散りになった今、できることは限られましょうが、閣下の思いに応えられるよう努めさせていただきます。
It's true, all we have is Elfino and Teteru. We have none of the other scions.
それはありがたい。そうですな。まずは コートの暮らしに慣れるためにも都市内を見回ってきてはいかがかな。イシュガルドで何をなすべきかを考えるのはその後でもよろしかろう。
Certainly. I.e., if you haven't already, run around and collect all the Ethernets. I've already done that though, so it's fine. There's a lot of people here though. Taking in the sights. And none of this gear is good. Well, actually, this is surprisingly... Well, yeah, because it's level 115. And my current is 90. Normally I would have the level 130 gear, so... Which I'll probably still work to try and, you know, fill out the ironwork stuff. So that I have, you know, level 130 everywhere. Helpino has a mind to learn more about Ishgard. I've been so tired lately. I don't know why. It is loading. That was interesting. I think my internet died for a split second. Because even OBS started having issues. Also, I'm going to put myself over here so that the loading screen is visible. I mean, you're not missing much by me putting myself here, since that's just the chat anyway. So our friends in House Fortholm have been generous enough to extend us their protection. We must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home, so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. 'Twould seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. I thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer your any questions you might have. But I grow forgetful in my dotage. There's something I must give you ere we depart. The documentation is in order, I trust. Yes, my lord. I have it right here, in fact. Just, you know, conveniently carrying it on his person. Nice. These documents identify you as wards of House Fortholm. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Fortholm. But let us hope it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Rin, Totero, the city awaits. Let's go! I never have been good at, like, doing Tataru. I don't remember what she sounds like in the English version, but her Japanese version is, like, really high-pitched. So, as this is your first time in our fair city, pray, permit me to show you to the Hoplin, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. Shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services, before descending to Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If there are no questions... Alright. To the Hoplin, which is this way. God, though, look at that freaking... look at this freaking building, man. Like, holy crap, dude. It's so ridiculous. It's so big. Suddenly, hiccups. And I don't know why. I don't know where they came from. I didn't even drink anything lately. The Hoplin, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. Magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thornton's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Elfino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thornton I to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars, time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the jeweled crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Elise, our master of the markets. Alright. I mean, the easiest way to get there is going to be Aetheryte. Or Ethernet, I guess, technically. But still. Jeweled Crozier. And let's talk to Elise. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers. Which makes you all? Ah, wards of House Fortal. How very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable... Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials... Whatever you desire, it can be found in the crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Aetheryte Plaza and Foundation. If everyone is ready... I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt for me to just take one quick stop here by the independent jeweler. And pick up, perhaps 2 agate rings of fending? Maybe? Considerably. I'm sure that at some point they will also give me rings of fending that are high quality, but I might as well go ahead and just do that now, and then I at least have a 117 eye level. So even if I'm still wielding like valor gear here, well, we should be fine though, because I mean there is a big difference between item level 90 and item level 115, but I think it looks like they're going to give me a set of like regular gear here pretty quick. So replacing my honor gear or whatever it is shouldn't be too difficult. Every time I do a stream, I start having like sinus congestion. It's really annoying. I think it's because I have to like talk so much. And here we have Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetheryte, it would be wise to do so now. It would indeed. Mithril Salet of Fending. Or, excuse me, Mithrite. Not Mithril. Yep. I look great. Much better. Put on some glasses. Oh, and we're gonna get some aiming, healing, and casting gear here. But I'll probably just take the Allegan pieces then. Since I don't need those. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? The Skysteel Manufactory stands to the west. There our engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The holy stables where chocobos are trained for war also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our Knights Most Heavenly, while to the south and east, well, 'twould be best if you avoided that area. The Broom. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Elfino. Hold your nose when you pass the broom, little lord. Delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. I have no idea who this is, so. I think that voice works. You misjudge me, sir, for I am not no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? take a turn down the Hopland and gawp at the statues? Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight, if your nursemaid'll let you. My humblest apologies, Master Elfino. Pray, pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Rin. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming too! The guy is just like, oh, goody. This is going to be exciting, going to the horrid place. Because, you know, they're... Oop, over this way, actually. I mean, yeah, because I'm pretty sure they want me to go into the Forgotten Knight. And that requires me actually going up here, as opposed to down there. Which is a little interesting, that they're, like, talking about, you know, going down into, like, the broom, but the entrance is up here. It's a Durgu. Innkeeper. Must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard, and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments. Master... Gibrilant. Just Gibralant'll do. I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights and so forth, tripping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars, maybe, but not locals. Folks from the broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, and we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality, mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call them the broom, if I may ask? 'Cause when the weather's foul, and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, there was the broom that got the worst of it. While the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you to keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot, just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Elfino, I think it would be best if we returned to Forthall Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss Teteru, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord, the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charge in such a place, least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Totoro? Look around, Delphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed. But will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. You know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had to kill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's lack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then, Totoro. Rin and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pearl if you require assistance. I will. This poor manservant, though, he's just like, he's probably just thinking like, oh my gosh, these people. They're absolutely crazy. Alright, off to the last vigil. And this is why I don't generally try to throw in, like, comedy into my streams or videos. Welcome, Mr. Sakagi. Shall I show you inside the manor? I'm not very good at, like, thinking of stuff off the top of my head. Unfortunately. Tell us then, Master Elfino. Does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagine pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took. And when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns and foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating. The casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Aymeric has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There's much to be done, yet, alas, able men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Elfino. You are a guest in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lane. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great. If you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Mr. Sakagi, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid Artorial and Emanlane in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity befitting your station, and show Mrs. Akagi the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius von Belsar and some half-dozen primals beside. She's not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Mistress Akagi, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. Sure, no problem. My thanks. Fury willing, they may even learn something from you. And Madeline's just like, okay. Artorial, though, is just like, oh my gosh. 'Twould seems we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Forthal has taken a tremendous risk. Till we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an agreement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Alright, let's take the 5 silver pieces. And this is how every expansion begins, with a split. 2 zones to go to. Onwards and upwards. When a man like Lord Emanlane is in high spirits, he can be sure the trouble is in store. They like to split the beginning. That way players can, not congest one area. When a new expansion comes out, so... Shall we be off then, old girl? But where are my manners? Emanlane de Forton, second son of Count Edmund de Forton, trueborn, that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking. You are absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in a society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true. But who could be satisfied, subsisting on a meager allowance, forever overshadowed by his sibling? Not I, old girl, not I. Which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or, better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than Artorial. Ambitions, I grant you, but then, I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Helenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity. Poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. I need to take the airship to Camp Cloudtop. Sounds like a plan. But first, let's talk to Artorial and see what he has for us. Lord Artorial is less than eager to brief you on his mission. Let us begin anew, Mistress Akagi. I am Sir Artorial de Forton, eldest son of Count Edmund de Forton. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me. Unlike some. Horsefont has spoken of you often. If you are even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then, will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of House Durandare and Zemail. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye. Well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture. But we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must need secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables and foundation. Alright. So we have our choice to head off to camp. Oh, I can't do anything with the map at the moment. We have our choice of whether we want to head to the Sea of Clouds, which I think is these, let me see, yeah, Sea of Clouds here. So Abelathia's Spine, where the Sea of Clouds is, as well as this zone, or we can head on over to the Dravanian Forelands, which will take us into such places as the Churning Mists and the Dravanian Hinterlands. Eventually. Mostly, though, it looks right. First, we have to go to the Western Highlands. I forgot. So, that's right. So we have to go to the Western Highlands. I mean, we can technically go straight to the Sea of Clouds if we want. But we haven't explored anything. There's no maps yet. Because, I just got access to this zone. So, let's see. So, we need to go here if we want to do Falcon's Nest. And we need to go here if we want to go to the Sea of Clouds. Let's pop over to the Sky Steel Manufactory. And while we're here, since we'll be passing right by it, I might as well head into the Sky Steel Manufactory. Just so that I can unlock something. Stephanivian. My prospectometer seems rather fond of you. Let's see, shall we? Odd garb, striking presence. Would I be right in assuming that you're one of those adventurous types? I thought as much. My prospectometer seldom lies. And let me just say, you have made the right choice in visiting our humble workshop. Welcome to the Sky Steel Manufactory, where miracles are born from ether, metal, and imagination. From cannons to ballistas, we develop and manufacture a range of weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But we are also accepting students upon who wish to take up a firearm and learn the techniques of the machinist. What say you? Are you interested in joining us and exploring the machinist discipline? Yes. So, actually, in my original run of Heavensward, this was the first class I unlocked. And I worked to level Machinist all the way up to 50. I think it was like 51 or 52. Before I started the MSQ. So, I'm not going to do that this time, obviously, but you are. Well, of course you are. Otherwise, my prospectometer would not have registered your obvious interest. In my excitement, I've neglected to introduce myself. The name's Stephen Nivian. Stephen Nivian de Helenot. And you are? Stephen Nivian awaits your introduction with undisguised enthusiasm. Savior of Skysteel will get a toadskin jacket, a toadskin brace, a steel-barreled carbine, and a soul of the machinist. Rin, is it? Well, Rin, allow me to welcome you once more to the Skysteel Manufactory. As I mentioned before, it is our charge to develop and manufacture weapons designed for slaying dragon invaders. But pray forget about those tired old inventions. The future lies in machinistry, a technology that weds the genius of Master Garlemald's Magitech with traditional etherology. Every single one of my latest creations employs the principles of this unique discipline. And in the steady hands of trained machinists, my new inventions are going to alter the very face of warfare. I would dearly love to expand upon my revolutionary theories. We should begin by familiarizing you with the tools of the trade, so to speak. Have you time now for a brief lesson? Machinist! Splendid! Now, the first thing you must learn is the proper technique for handling a Where in the hells is our master of marksmanship? I swear the man is never about when I need him most. How dreadfully embarrassing. Here I've mercilessly piqued your interest. Now I must ask you to call again at a later convenience. Perhaps the next time you visit, our instructor will deign to put in an appearance. Then we can outfit you with the equipment necessary to learn basic marksmanship, and I might explain to you the particulars of the machinist profession. I'm afraid he's gone for good this time, my lordship. Left a letter of resignation on your workbench and all. Oh, right. I forgot about her. Confound the man! We cannot afford to lose such a pivotal employee at this crucial juncture in our growth. Joy, prepare mine accoutrements. I shall drag the scoundrel back by the lapels, if need be. But, my lordship, we ain't even sure where to start looking. You make a salient point, my dear. My prospector meter points to the lands of Lanasia. Yes, I should have realized that he would return to his homeland. Lanasia, my lordship. Are you sure you want to go there? I hear it's a nasty place where folk will clout you across the face as soon as look at you. Well, I must admit to little familiarity with its environs. Hark, Joy. The prospector meter chirps again. Of course! Our aspiring machinist. We shall have the worldly Rin here act as our guide. For an explorer who has braved the harshest corners of Eorzea, the wilds of Lanasia must be akin to a garden path. Is that not so? Aye, 'tis but a garden path. I wouldn't go that far. Yes, it is. It is a garden path. You see, Joy, my prospector meter never steers me awry. You'll consent to guide us then, Rin? Sure. Then 'tis settled. Joy here, in addition to her loyal service to House Halionot, is the finest shot in the manufactory. As a novice machinist, I suggest you mark her technique well during our little jaunt to Lanasia. Speaking of which, we must needs decide upon a somewhat less vague destination. Ah, I seem to recall our absent instructor mentioning companions from a camp overlook. Let that be our first port of call. Alright, let's head to Vilbrand. Which, you know, they say Lanasia constantly. And then, like, I don't remember if it's in Stormblood or if it was in Shadowbringers. They just, like, stopped calling it Lanasia and started calling it Vilbrand. Off of, like, the whole island. Which I guess is what it's called. But I don't actually, like, it is here. You know, the name Vilbrand is spelled out right here on the map. Which, you know, you can't see my cursor at all. As I'm just coming to realize. So let me fix that. Capture cursor, please. Hey, there's the cursor. So yeah, right here, it does say Vilbrand. So it is there on the map. But I just never knew. Until freaking Shadowbringers came around. And they started being like, yeah, Vilbrand. I'm like, what? What is Vilbrand? And then I realized, this island, this is Vilbrand. Like, the whole island is Vilbrand. I did not realize that initially, though. So, hello, Stephen Ivian. So, this is the camp overlook. Indeed, its inhabitants do seem the type to clout a man in the face in place of a how do you do. So we make some inquiries after our prematurely retired instructor. Let us rendezvous at this point once we've gathered what intellect we may. You'll also notice that this questline is oddly more involved than the start of the Dark Knight questline. Like, the Dark Knight questline, I just had to talk to a person before I got my stuff, you know? A bloke laid at Ishgard. There's a stranger come about, asking after one of our lads. Told him the sorry sod he was looking for was in the cabin by the lift, resting up from an axe wound. You mean the big Rogadin bastard? You'll find him pacing the boards in front of the infirmary. Some of the lads seem to know the bloke. No bugger seems eager to say ow. I don't know if I will, like, stream doing all of the, like, quest lines here, but we'll see. I've seen him all right. Got himself a cold reception, too. Can't come apologizing for a deed a decade old and just expect to be forgiven. Alright. That is some good information. How fared your interrogations? 'Twould seem our man came here but to visit an old acquaintance. In the vicinity of the winch, you say? Let's investigate this infirmary, then. As the stream continues on, my sinuses get worse and worse, annoyingly enough. Were the conditions of your employment not satisfactory? Return with us to the manufactory and we can discuss more favorable terms. I understand the Ishgardians presently accord machinists rather less than the respect they deserve, but I promise you, our work shall shine through in due time. People will clamor to learn our profession. You cannot abandon us now, Rostenthal. Think of the future. Leave me be. One more step, and I'll blow your yapping jaw off. Joy, if you please. I love her. You sight-eaten bastard. Next time I'll aim for the shaft twixt your thighs. Are you not proud? 'Twas you who taught Joy everything she knows about shooting, and spitting colorful profanity besides. Aye, lass learned me lessons well. Well enough to be your new master of marksmanship, I'd wager. I love the transformations. I love the transformation that Joy goes through. Do you think so? Oh, but no, Joy is far too busy with her duties at the manor house. And besides, we have this budding machinist who's simply dying to learn from the great Rostenthal. Yeah, sure. I suppose. Buffalo shite. Any scrag who's known me would rather I did the dying. Oh, just look at you, the epitome of a roguish swashbuckler. Why ever did you cease brandishing your weapon in that fashion? 'Cause only pirate scum hold a firearm like this. And I ain't gonna teach the machinist way to know hopeless sausage-fingered venturer what you dragged in off the street. Then, you are saying that if our sausage-fingered adventurer shows a glimmer of hope, you will consent to instruct her? Did you hear that, Rin? This is your chance to display your aptitude for marksmanship. Here, I took the liberty of packing some extra tools of the trade. Convince our reluctant instructor that you are serious in your intentions. Alright. Humph. You have the look of a Leminson venture about you. Fine, Stephanivian. I'll give your whelp one bloody chance. One lesson to see what she's made of. The fate of the Sky Steel Factory, nay, the very future of machinistry, is in your sausage-fingered hands. Take up your weapon and aim for the stars. I think I actually did start in Leminsa. So, yeah, because I started as Arcanist. So I did, in fact, start as Leminsian. In Limsa Leminsa. Machinist! Unlocked! Alright. Let me just go ahead and equip a couple pieces of gear here. And then we will create the machinist. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And of course I realize that I'm organizing them based off of this list here. But in Dawn Trail, this list is going to change. So I'll have to completely redo my list when Dawn Trail comes out. But that's not for a little while, so do I have anything I can wear? Not really. Guess a little. The goatskin boots and the ring bands. The bandana, I'm not gonna bother equipping, because that is crafter gear. But I guess the others are fine. I'll just unequip the bandana and pick up some gear. Hypercharge grants 5 stacks of overheated. Rostenthal seeks to evaluate your natural talent with a firearm. For a first timer, you look good and comfortable with that carbine. Pity that comfort will only last right up until you shoot the bleeding thing. Right, here's a few pointers before we start, so as you don't put a round through your damn foot. Aim the barrel at your target, squeeze the trigger, not too bloody hard, mind, and boom goes the firearm. Your shots will decide the kind of damage you can do with any particular weapon. Now, let's talk about that contraption at your waist. Now, I don't rightly understand it, but the boss tells me it draws on the ether in your body, turns it into the spark what'll feed some new devices he's working on. Oh, and pray do not forget to carry your Soul of the Machinist. I based the design on the more traditional soul crystals, and it will act as a focal point for the energy conversions performed by the Aetherial Transformer. Ah, that would be the contraption Rostenthal mentioned. I've learned all the machinist actions. Alright, that's all you're getting for the now. Follow me and we'll see how you fare in the field. Or you can throw your carbine in the bushes and flee like a musket-whipped cur. Them's your choices. I mean, I have done quite a bit, so I don't think I am concerned. Actually, real quick, you wouldn't happen to sell... is this... Right, because it's a disciple of war. So I think I can wear the steel salet on this class. Seems a little odd. Normally I would consider, leather armor or something, but this is fine for now. That said, I might as well apply one of my glamours to this. I'm thinking that it can be number 5 is what we will use. Ta-da! At least for now. Very nice. Let's see. Portraits. Oh. Yeah, I suppose I wouldn't have anything set up for it. So. I mean, that's fine. Can I just import? Yeah, that'll work fine. I will just, for now, I will import the settings from Paladin. At some point, I'll go in and actually, change the portraits. Hey! Mount up. Which is good. I still had 1 minute left. Or I should say I only had 1 minute left. So it's probably a good thing that I mounted up here. Oh dear. There's a fate going on here that I am not actually high enough level for on this class. Let's just clear this out of the way so I can do my quest. I mean, I guess it is a duty that I will be doing, but I don't feel like getting attacked while trying to talk to the NPCs and then be stuck, unable to talk to the NPCs. So I'm just going to clear out these basalt golems, which is fine. I could use the storm sigils anyway. It's really sad just how much stronger I am than, like, any of this content. Just because I have, like, some of the Ironworks gear. It's not even all of the Ironworks gear. It's only, like, half of the Ironworks gear. But it's enough to put me at item level 117, so... Oh. Hang on. Geisel Green. Southernmont Chocobo Companion. Partially so I can get the Bosom Buddies too, but also, you know, the experience for him is always a good thing. I think all of the NPCs have died. But it's fine. 195 is never bad. Ha! Willing to take me test then, eh? The rules are simple. Make your way towards the Hermit's Oval and shoot what you're told to shoot. Master of Marksmanship. Shall await you at the end of your trial, Rin. I have every confidence that you shall impress our instructor with your enthusiasm and potential. Into the fate. Right. We're gonna have us a good old-fashioned dunt. Joy will be giving you instructions while I eyeball your marksmanship. Holmes will be your first target. Focus on getting a feel for range and rhythm. Try to avoid them curls. You don't want to waste your ammunition. I wonder if we ever, like, needed ammunition back in the day or not. I don't actually know if, like, getting ammo, using ammo was a thing back then. I know it's not now, so... Bang! Really, as long as I don't, like, aggro these enemies, I don't think I need to fight them. But, just in case, I'll take some of them down. I seem to have reached the end of the road. Maybe I'm supposed to go to the north. I remember having this issue before, where I couldn't actually figure out where I was supposed to be going. So, I mean, unless I'm supposed to kill all of these and then the golem spawn that way, but I don't remember. Am I supposed to go this way? Yes! That's the trick. I have to go the correct direction. What a concept! Oh. It says I need to kill 3 of them. Bang! One of the things that I really loved about this class was the Gauss round move, because it lets you attack off cooldown, you know, on your, during your global cooldown. And later, we get the Hypercharge and Heat Blast that let you recharge your attack. Next up, we're hunting for bombs. And next up, we're hunting for bombs. Oh, also, these have all been joy the whole time. Oops. Defeat training incendiaries. Are those down here? I do remember being very confused by this quest line. Cause it's also like, hey, be careful of the curls, you know. You don't want to like get into a fight with them when you don't need to. But then, like, all of the enemies are next to the curls. And so in order to even, like, aggro them, you have to aggro the curls. It's like, but you wanted me not to, though. Like, sometimes, if you're lucky, the curls won't aggro. But more often than not, I find that the curls just aggro to you when you're fighting the incendiaries. Which, I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure this was much more difficult in the original, back before modern now. Not bad, lass. Not bad at all. Let's see against some proper nasties, though, eh? Huston, ain't she done enough for a beginner? Not by a long shot. What's these skins from a pair of myosids and a pair of tigers? You want her to fail. I ain't letting you cheat his lordship. If you're gonna bend the rules, so will I. Do what you gotta do, lass. Be waiting for those skins at the hovel. Cheating scum. Come on, Rin. Myosids and tigers. So I guess I will just follow Joy. She seems to know where she's going after all. And I'll immediately just aggro this freaking lightning sprite while she runs past me. No problem. now we just blast the crap out of these guys. The Killing Paw! I think Joy has a lot of health. I mean, I could have taken these on my own. She's actually not that much of a help. To be clear. And again, maybe there was like ammunition or something. And so it was really difficult to like get to these tigers without aggroing the ringtails. Because you had limited ammo or something. But regardless of how it used to work, this is how it works now. And so these tigers, like, you just kill all the ringtails first. And then you attack the tigers. And then you're good. Though admittedly, tigers do a little bit of some, pretty good damage. But that's fine. Really, I mean, I'm not using like my leg graze or foot graze at all, so which it probably should be. Oh, are we done? I guess we're done. Right, on to the Hermit's Hovel. Which is right up here. But alas, there'd be a couple of ringtails in our way. Though honestly, Machinist does work pretty well as a class for Rin. Because she is... my main class in Mabinogi was Gunslinger. So, it works just fine for Rin to be a Machinist. But I'll probably stick with Paladin for now. You bring them skins then. There you go. Humph. Even young Joyce's help. You did well, lassie. Huzzah! You'll return to the manufactory with us then? I said she did well. Not that she was done. Still got one last target to take down. Me. Rin's got talent, but even she can't win against Rostenthal. The man truly is being bothersome. The man truly is being bothersome, Rin. She'd be so kind as to give the instructor a good drubbing. Beat Rostenthal. Rostenthal the Reborn. Which, again, I assume this was much harder originally. And you probably needed to actually utilize stuff like Bind. Look, Rin, you can win this. Keep it up, Rin. He's on his last legs. Problem with Bind is that you hit them with it, and then you shoot them, and they are immediately unbound. A thrilling performance. You've saved the manufactory. Duty complete. Well, there you are, Instructor. Rin has proven her potential beyond the shadow of a doubt. You are a man of your word, are you not? I'll come back to your bloody workshop. But do you know why I left in the first place? To once more breathe the salty air of your beloved homeland? Ha! I ain't got no love for Lanasia. In fact, I'd be happy if I never saw the place again. Then why would you inconvenience us by flying to a locale you so clearly despise? For a sack of jut the size of me bloody head. I don't know what he was working for. Some bloke came round offering me good money to ship anchor. So I did. Someone paid you to abandon the manufactory. Who would do such a thing? Like I said, I ain't never seen the saw before. But if I show me face at the workshop, his boss is gonna want the gelt back, I reckon. Pity I already spent it all on grog. Oh, no. You'll not wiggle through my grasp that easily. I shall pay this debt, and in return you will instruct every would-be machinist to walk through our door. Well, you got one bugger worth teaching, at least. Guess it's back into the frigid arms of Lady Ishgard for me. What's that wise, me lordship? The Halenart coffers aren't exactly fit to burst in. Oh, yes, you're quite right. We are rather short on coin. But I'm certain a thorough inspection of the ledgers will turn up a spare gill or two. You can't put a price on good people, eh, me lordship? Hello. Welcome to the stream. That you cannot, my dear. Frost and Saul may be a touch standoffish, rather. But none can dispute his eye for marksmanship. Such talk aside, I sense the business he had in these parts was not concluded to his satisfaction. What would that the man would confide in me his troubles? I suppose I shall... Excuse me. Suppose I shall have to content myself with the thoughts of his return. But you... Oh my gosh, just all of a sudden I have, like, hiccups. Just, like, pressing on my chest. Actually painful. You have exceeded my every expectation. Pray, join me back at the manufactory, that I might thank you, in a manner that befits your accomplishments. Back to Ishgard! But yeah, this quest line is oddly, like, considerably more, like, complex than the Dark Knight one. It's like, Dark Knight, you talk to the person, and then you get to your stuff, and then you go beat up, like, a couple of guys, and you're done. And then this one's like, do a really big, like, quest line just to unlock. Now do this really long duty. It's like, oh my goodness. And like, I don't know. The writing is just considerably better in the Dark Knight one. So maybe they thought, like, because the writing was so clearly better, that they needed to pad out this one more. Whereas the Dark Knight one, they're like, well, the writing is so good, we don't need to pad it out or anything. You know? Ah, the savior of the Sky Seal Manufactory. I had hoped to furnish you with a suitable reward, but a glance at the ledgers counsels me to wary some prudence. Thus, instead of presenting you with a firearm of the finest materials and latest design, I must humbly ask that you make do with the dated model I gave you at Camp Overlook. Ah, and I must also pass on a message to you from Rostenthal. He asks that you take the skills he has taught you thus far and master them in the furnace of battle. Well, something to that effect. I assume he means to offer you further instruction once you display a sufficient level of competence. And such a day can hardly be distant for one of your talents, eh, Rin? Yay, hypercharge! Oh. Sorry about that. I had to mute. I didn't think anybody wanted to hear me blow my nose there, but I had a very sudden need to blow my nose. Anyway, level 35, yada yada yada, we all know how that works. Alright. With that, we now have 2 new classes to level up. You know, in between content. Don't need to jump on it immediately. So let's head back to Paladin. Whee! And let's talk to Artorial. Greetings, Mr. Sakagi. I've sailed a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands, as per Lord Artorial's instruction. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say you know, this particular breed can fly. Given the right conditions, they can carry you quite high, too, even over a snow cloak. Needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself. So just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please. Off to Falcon's Rest. And Western Kurthus. Loading. Please wait. Your computer is terrible, Serene. You must wait and sit here and wait for things to load. It's almost like you're playing on a freaking PS3. Your computer is so bad. That's what the game is telling me right now. My answer is only because I'm streaming it.
ダイナ0歳による気候変動はクルザス西部高地を極寒の世界へと変えた。
Western Highlands.
氷壁に道を閉ざされ、一時は放棄されたこの地を再びイシュガルドの民が取り戻そうとしている。
Up until the calamity, none of this was frozen.
冒険者が降り立ったのはまさに再建の途上にある寒村ファルコンネストだった。
I like the way that each of these, like, each of the Heavensward areas starts with that, you know, they came, or she came, or things like that. The world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business! Sir Redwald is in charge here. You should be expecting us. Yay! We no longer have flight. Because because this is a new character. So we have no ether currents and things yet. Nor do I even have the ether compass yet. Which, oh yeah, I don't even have that on my hotbar because I do have it. Okay. While I do have, I was gonna say, while I did copy them over, I didn't need the ether compass anymore. But apparently I do still have it on my, hotbar, so that's fine. It has been far, far too long, Lord Artorial. And who might your companion be? Pray forgive us our lateness, Sir Redwald. I present to you Rin Akagi, Ward of House Forton. Ah, yes, of course. Lord Drillamont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwald of House Durandar, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Mistress Akagi is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then, with your permission, I shall recount the tale for her benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers. And then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics. Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of Western Highlands and the expulsion of heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but as you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. Of course, as promised, we of House Forton are at your disposal, Sir Redwald. You need but tell us where to begin. As far as I'm aware, I am pronouncing that correctly. Because that is the, pronunciation from the English version. So, hey look, worst gear. Mithrite Harbor Defending. Sir Redwald would have you assist the craftsmen in rebuilding the fortifications of Falcon's Nest. I suppose I could look at these and see what goes into the machinist and start grabbing those. Several craftsmen in service to houses and mail are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Roth, their foreman, tells me that he has need of a woman with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? Alright, well, let's find Roth. I don't remember where he is, by any means. I assume he's outside. Oh, if I had just looked forward, I would have seen him. How about that? Yes, I'm Roth. Who might you be? Ward of House Forton. Rin Akagi, reporting for duty. Ah, I promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over one of them black birds, same as you, to build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. But fury take me, this ice. It's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. It's icicle sprites, I tell you. Mark my words. There are pockets of them here and there, just waiting for me to turn my back, so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand watch long enough, you're sure to find them. What's interesting is that this is a sanctuary that we're in. And the whole idea of a sanctuary is that there is not combat. And yet, I'm about to start some combat things. Words. I'm about to start fighting things. Icicle sprites! Just as he said. That. Thanks for that. Now I have freaking striking dummy enmity. And unfortunately, that meant that Rodget was just sitting there attacking things. Or was just sitting there attacking the thing. It's like, no! I need you to not be attacking that one. Luckily, I'm playing Paladin, so it's not too big of a deal. I am able to deal with things on my own. But I think a little bit faster with the Chocobo, so... Plus, the Chocobo, Rodget here needs experience. After all, he's only level 51. Get it? Because Rodget's always the same level as you. Where'd the frick... Where'd he go? He just ran off. Oh. Okay. Sure. I don't know what the heck happened there, but that was hilarious. Roger just ran away. But eventually his AI snapped and brought him back, but it was still just weird that he just ran off. Like, as I interacted with the thing, he ran off in the opposite direction and disappeared. Let's see if he does it again. Nope, he actually stayed this time. That's funny. I don't know why he did that, but that is funny that he did. Ta-da! Icicle sprites. Done and dusted. And with that, this place might start to warm up a little bit. Ha! There's a woman who looks like she's found her marks. It's just the sort we need round here. Kinda will hop too when she sees a task undone. Well, I mean, I don't have Lancer, Dragoon, Reaper, Pugilist, Monk, Samurai, Rogue, or Ninja. And I don't need the Gladiator stuff, so I'm just gonna take the coin. Aiming! There we go. Get some aiming gear. Good help is hard to find. Sad truth that Roth knows well. You're a dab hand at Warcraft, I can tell. Not that I've any skill at arms to speak of, mind. It doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Be a waste to keep you to myself when there's others out what need help same as me. So if you're keen to keep on doing what you've done, just ask you head north to the pike. The bloody huge statue out in the wastes, if you've never been. Mason by the name of Theramont is out there tending to the thing. Good man, Theramont. I reckon he's taken on too much work for one. Maybe there's something you can do for him. Alas, I cannot fly. Oh, also, I forgot to attune while I was down here. I really hate that this is the only aetheryte in this entire zone. Like, look at this. All the way at the bottom right corner, and it's the only aetheryte. I mean, it makes sense story-wise, I get it, but, it's such a pain. Maybe, like, add an aetheryte somewhere. You know? If you want it to, like, make sense lore-wise, add a quest or something in the MSQ, or, like, a side quest or something, where, like, you build an aetheryte out here. You know? I mean, there is a settlement up here. The Convictory. You know, could, you know, Square Enix could just add, like, an aetheryte to it. Thank you. I don't really want to fight the Deep Eye, though. I have no real reason to. Not part of any hunting log. And I'm not that in need of experience. Hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Poor Monrose, bid you assist me? Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of the sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, I've just the thing for it. Rather, those Deep Eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I would be in your debt. Now I need to kill the Deep Eyes. I love the music here, too. Oh, if only I could access the content that requires me to be in this area to do. The freaking fakes and things that are in this area. Freaking Boja. Or even just the freaking... Like, I'm thinking that you need the fates here for... the anima weapons as well. Which I don't know if I'm gonna stream myself doing the anima weapons. But I am definitely getting the paladin anima weapon. In my opinion, paladins all need their flaming swords. Blue flame swords, specifically. There you are. Have you the bristles? Dark bristles. Ah, feel how coarse that is. That's why they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from the statue. Beautiful, isn't it? Spitting image of Haldroth, first of the Azure Dragoons, and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. Symbol of everything the Dravanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragonfire every time they pass by. No longer will we suffer this discretion of our nation's hero. Soon the statue will be as it once was, proud shining testament to the determination of Ishgard, and a message to the heretics that we have returned. Work may be hard and conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no greater honor. I'm also thinking, because I can also just get level. I can also just get gear of this level without issue. I think I'll only, for right now, I'm only going to take, a glove and boots. When the game gives them to me. For Paladin here. Because I can just get the gear myself without issue. Before you return to Falcon's Nest, Theramont has a favor to ask. Plus, I'll probably end up just picking up the freaking Augmented Ironworks gear once they're level 50 anyway. Are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, Sir Yasador, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. He's always treated me with kindness and respect. More than I deserve, to be honest. Any road while you were away, she came through on patrol. I think she must have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? Thanks to your friend. I don't remember when we even get the ability to start searching for ether currents. But it's not yet. Man, I think I could, go searching for them if I, knew their location. But I don't know their location. And there's really I don't feel like there's much point in looking it up when I can just wait a little while and I'll get a compass that'll take me right there, so. What I shall do is just wait. Plus, I mean, again, I probably could get them right now, but I don't actually know. I don't remember if there's, a point at which the ether currents are, part of the MSQ, and that even unlocks the stuff, or what? Yes, sir. Yasador. What's that? Package? Haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Ice-crusted bundle. A once hot package unintentionally left by Yasador. Cool in the frigid highlands winds. Confound it, that fool of a... what a waste. It was a gift, adventurer. Theramont labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not simply give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist Theramont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray, give my regards to Sir Redwald. Sorry, but someone of the high echelon couldn't possibly just interact with a lowly peasant, is essentially what she said. Just making sure there wasn't something right around here, so. I don't remember where they are. I was thinking I remembered one being around here. But if it is, I can't see it, so I might not be able to even get them yet. Which wouldn't surprise me if I can't, so. For now, we just ride on Chocobo. I think this is a good mechanic, though, actually. You know, it gives you a chance to learn the lay of the land. You know? And gets you to, you know, do what you have to do and all. Before, you know, heading off into, before being able to just fly. And then requiring, like, quest progression in order to get some of the ether currents is also good. Because then they can give you that last one right as you're done with the zone itself. And it's like, oh yeah, cool. Now I've gone through the zone, now I can fly, you know. I must applaud your initiative, Mr. Sakagi. Moth tells me you have been quite busy. Alas, I have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Artorial included. Actually, well, I'm just wondering, because, I mean, tomorrow I'm probably going to get on and do some freaking dailies. And once I do those dailies, I'll be able to get, you know, upgrades for my 2 Valor pieces here. I'll take it. I do kind of feel like I would prefer to have the money. But to be honest, I'm not hurting for money either, so... In times such as these, Sir Redwald is glad to have veterans like you to whom he can turn. Like, I can always just ask somebody in my free company to help me transfer gold from my main to this character. So, calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drillmont said. Good. We've lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to Riversmeet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not. But regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Artorial will be working together, so come out when you are ready to depart, and good luck. Seems we've been assigned the area near Camp Riversmeet, Mr. Sakagi. Lest you are aware, the camp was one of many our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from the Kurthus Western Highlands, one of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. It would not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There's but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. All right. We've only really been going for about 3 hours at this point. But I actually need to get off and eat. My hypoglycemia is starting to affect me. I am starting to feel that, like, dizziness and stuff. So we'll leave it off here. We will pick this quest up the next time I do FF14. Well, next stream I do of FF14. My brain just was like, and now there are no words. Yeah, well, feel free to subscribe. Check the playlist for any further streams. Come on out, twitch.tv/Serene Inc., where this is streamed live. You know, that's the big difference between this and my Endwalker episodes, is I'm streaming all of this, I'm hoping to get done before Dawn Trail comes out. But if not, I'll end up having to, like, stream Dawn Trail on my main. I'm probably going to end up doing that either way. But still. It would be nice to be able to get Rin up to, you know, Endwalker at least. Before Dawn Trail comes out. And then, you know, I don't necessarily need to stream that one. Since I already recorded that, so. But we'll see. It depends on how many of these streams I do, what I do them, and so on. So. But with that, I'll see you all next time.